Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and my kids, now it is officially summer, and my kids are becoming kind of a pain in the behind because I'm having to shuttle them around all over the place, and they're fighting and the whole thing. So when I do videos at this time of year, I have to go in there, tell them to be quiet, don't want to hear any fighting just for the period of time while I'm doing the video. This is my life in the summertime. Okay, what you're looking at is this guy Esfinitz he tweeted this out, and he said basically 1973, which was the year that SWIFT introduced its payment technology to the world. These were some of the things that you were looking at. This is what video games looked like back then. There's a computer right there, and this is a clock radio. Many of you may not know what that is. And there's another computer. He's got several funny things that show you just how ridiculous it is that we're still on the SWIFT system here. There's a calculator. I remember getting, I used to have a calculator watch. That was a big deal back then. And this is many of you, I know a lot of you kids don't even know what a telephone looks like. We used to have these telephones, and these were the fancy ones that had push buttons. The rotary phone was a whole, look that up if you've never seen one of those. There's GQ magazine. Let's see what else we have. These are the fashions for women. I just thought some of these were pretty funny. Let me see if I see one that I recognized. Here is a record player. I know you kids out there don't know what that looks like. This was just a radio inside of a car, and then we got tapes after that, but they had 8 tracks back then. Aerosmith was popular. So anyway, there you go. There's some things that's how out of date the SWIFT system is. Okay, I saw this tweet from Coinbase, and I thought it was worthy of showing you. We're excited to announce that we've agreed to acquire Tagumi Systems, the leading crypto prime brokerage platform. The deal will round out our institutional product suite and provide professional investors and funds an all-in-one solution for crypto trading. The reason this is important, in my opinion, is because I believe you're going to see more acquisitions and then eventual IPOs by Coinbase and Ripple, probably Circle. And those are the ones off the top of my head here in the next 6 months to a year. That's what's coming. The world's about to change. These blockchain IPOs are going to really get this ball rolling. Okay, let me get rid of that and that. Okay, now this is a tweet from Barry Silbert this morning. Apparently Goldman, he says, I just reviewed the slides from the Goldman client call later this morning regarding gold and Bitcoin. This slide header summarizes Goldman's take. Cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, are not an asset class. And he says, my favorite line from the Goldman slides, we believe that a security whose appreciation is primarily dependent on whether someone else is willing to pay a higher price for it is not suitable investment for our clients. I guess equities are now off limits. And I said, I think Goldman prefers investments whose appreciation is primarily dependent on money printing and having friends at the Fed who can bail you out as necessary. So think about that. If you're Goldman Sachs, the government, the federal government has made it very clear, because Warren Buffett bailed Goldman Sachs out or kept them from approaching bailout status by investing in them with the assurances of the federal government. Hank Paulson was on the phone with Warren Buffett, and basically the government told Warren Buffett they were going to back up his investment. He bailed out Goldman Sachs, and that's the fact, Jack. And these guys have the gall to talk about what is and is not an asset worthy of investing in, because theirs is a rigged game. Must be nice. And also, this from Great Gatsby today, I will fire any employee, this is a quote from Jamie Dimon, 2017, I will fire any employee trading Bitcoin. The world is a giant game, don't get played. There's another way of saying that, is that the world is a stage, folks, and all of this is a stage. Write it down. But he is tweeting out an article from today, I guess. In sudden crypto turnaround, JP Morgan says Bitcoin is significantly undervalued from the Daily Hodl. And then this is his quote back then. Well, I love it when I can take an opportunity to show a clip of this video again. I always take that opportunity. Here you go.
On September 12th, Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud. He says he'll fire any one of his traders buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops 24%. When Jamie Dimon speaks,
people listen.
People listen. So that weekend, we found out that the largest buyer of a Bitcoin fund that's in Europe that buys physical Bitcoin, right? The largest buyer was Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And that's not illegal.
He says it's a fraud.
It says he'll fire anyone that buys it. Yes.
And at the same time, his company is buying it.
His company is buying it.
It's just, so unethical.
Right.
Okay, George Soros.
George Soros, in January 24th, price was already down, calls Bitcoin a bubble, says Bitcoin is the worst investment in the world. Don't buy Bitcoin. Don't buy Bitcoin. Basically throws gasoline on the fire at this point. And then what do we find out? So he says bubble here.
It drops 44%.
Right. And then here in April, 2 months later, guess what we find out?
Yeah.
His $26 billion family office has approval to buy cryptocurrency.
Right. And we only knew about it publicly here. And this is the kind of thing that George Soros is famous for this, talking the sterling down.
Yeah.
And what did he do? He stole the pensions of all the little people.
Yeah, made $1 billion.
Yeah. Okay.
So then here now, Goldman Sachs, this, again, February 7th, most cryptocurrencies will crash to zero. Now, I remember when they said this in February, and I had, through my network, I knew that Goldman Sachs was setting up a crypto trading desk. Absolutely knew they were setting up a crypto trading desk. And
I remember you telling me that.
Right. And then, of course, they were denying it. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Yeah.
Price falls down 27%. And then what do we find out? We find out here, they say BTC 0. And then we find out just before May, new trading desk. Not only that, they put $400 million to buy a cryptocurrency trading platform. Okay, so February 7th.
Well, that's enough of that. But remember also, Goldman has their app. It's their digital app called Marcus. You can download it where they're getting into, and they don't yet have digital assets on it, but just sit back and wait and watch. Okay, now I wanted to show you this. This is from Cinnamon Video, which is a spring-funded Cinnamon Video. Exciting news. We've decided that it's time to expand our social media outreach. Check out our new Facebook page and give us a like and a follow for even more updates, creators, and fun. Okay, and then I Am Legion hit this. This is some interesting video that he tweeted out. The first one is from the crypto experience. It's the 28 and the 30-minute mark, so I'm just going to play it through both. Here we go. This is for those of you who have said, oh, Brad Combs is crazy, the pre-allocation theory, the idea that Ripple is going to spread this XRP around to banks and all these different institutions or governments around the world. That's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's just crazy talk. Well, this is a video from 2014 from a guy at Ripple speaking. Watch.
Yeah, Bob, please.
If you would, for the viewers. I'm Bob Way. I work for Ripple Labs. I'm an integration engineer. My job is to talk to businesses and help you integrate with Ripple. So if you have any questions after that, feel free to answer me. Press release came out just about 2 days ago. Somebody said they wanted to clone Ripple, do an alt Ripple version, and the main difference between what they're doing and what we're doing is they said when you start up Ripple, it generates 100 billion XRP and it gives it to one account. That's what you start with, and then that person can decide how to distribute those XRPs. They wanted a different distribution model. They said, I want to take the 100 billion XRPs and I'm going to sell a third of them in this time frame and a third of them in this time frame and the rest of them in this time frame, and I'm going to take all that money up front, and I got all the money up front. Thank you very much. That's my business model. And the system continues on and runs. It's a perfectly valid thing to do. The source is out there. You can do and start the network. But as an integration engineer, I can tell you it's really, really much easier than that. If you want 100 billion new ripples, you just go into the web client, you create an address, you trust it with another Ripple wallet, and you say, send this 100 billion new ripples, and you're done. And then the rest of your job is convincing somebody else to pay you for them, which is kind of the hard part. So if you want to create a new currency, you want to issue 100 billion of your own currency on Ripple, we can do that in about 10 minutes, and you can all have your own coins on Ripple, and then you can all convince each other that they should trade in your coins instead of the other coins, right? Because you can issue your new coins, you can issue your new coins, you can make a market, you can trade one for the other. We can be done in a half hour. You don't have to run the servers, you don't have to set up, you don't have to do the infrastructure. It's already running. So.
Oh, to that point, if you want to build on Ripple, you don't have to operate servers. We have servers running worldwide. You can just use a lightweight client and get started on GitHub.
I know you want to have another go.
Yeah.
Q&A.
So now that you brought up the distribution plans and the differences between that alternate, could you expand a little on what your actual plans are to distribute XRP?
Here we go.
How fast that'll happen?
I can elaborate a little bit. So I don't know the quite exact numbers, but around 50 billion of the XRP, our goal is to give those away. And we're trying to give them away to partners, people who are building on Ripple, people who are interested in Ripple, people like you guys here. That's why we're giving away XRP now. The idea is that we're using them to build the network. And instead of all of the money of like mining and hardware going to electricity companies and hardware manufacturers, the money will go to development of the network. It will go to businesses on the network. Our plan is to distribute over the next few years 50 billion of the XRP, and then use another portion to fund our company and pay our developers. And then a final portion of it was kept by the founders, a smaller portion.
There you have it. To me, that's common sense that's how this would have been done, but there you have it right there. Now, while I was watching that video, I happened to see up here in the corner another video, and I wanted to show a small clip of this just so you can see this slide. This is also from 2014.
And then I'll talk a bit about the developer opportunities that you guys can take advantage of using Fedora APIs that are talking to Ripple, and take some time for questions. So first, an overview of Ripple and Ripple Labs. So Ripple, as you guys just noted, is a payments protocol, a funds settlement protocol. So that's to put it in banking terms. But basically, banks like Fedora want to integrate the Ripple protocol because international money movement is a very broken process today. Laden with fees, laden with delays. You have no idea what the FX rate is going to be, and it takes 5 to 10 days sometimes for a payment to go from one country to another. So Ripple provides an interesting and compelling alternative to correspondent banking by being a real-time fund settlement protocol with liquidity in the middle where banks can settle on a bilateral basis. So it's an open source protocol, it's free to use, open source technology, so I'm here to get developers building on it alongside Fedora. Ripple Labs is a Silicon Valley venture-backed company. We've got veterans from the payments industry that have worked for Visa, Fiserv. We've got crazy astronaut physicist minds who have worked for NASA, cryptographers who have worked for the NSA, and some of our compliance officers have worked for the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. So we've
wanted you to hear that little part. You've heard it from me before, but I wanted you to hear it from an actual slideshow from Ripple. And these are just some of the places that the people have been pulled. Okay, we covered this yesterday, the MoneyGram announcement. We're thrilled to launch this partnership with Uber to serve everyone earning on the Uber platform, many of whom frequently send money back home to friends and family. Now, when I saw this, I remembered this, but I forgot to bring it up. But someone else did. Michelle Vandenberg sent me a tweet from Lee, SPQR, at SPQR Lee. He's a definite follow. But he had tweeted this out. He says, who remembers this document? Global payments today, Amazon, Uber, and it shows like this. And then global payments with Ripple, Amazon, Uber, Ripple, XRP here in the middle. You see where this is going, folks? I mean, Like I keep telling you, if my 7-year-old, he's actually bored this morning, if he needs to draw you a picture, he is on standby. All right. And then finally, I wanted to show you this because you can't make this stuff up, folks. This is from James Rule XRP. It's a little video that was tweeted out. This isn't tweeted out by somebody having to do with digital currency. This is tweeted out by Reuters. Watch this and tell me, do we live in some crazy times?
How hygienic is a banknote? The World Health Organization has warned not very. Germs can allegedly linger on a surface for 3 to 4 days. China has been disinfecting banknotes and ATMs, and its central bank is rushing to create the country's own digital currency. Russia has told banks to limit ruble notes in circulation and urged consumers and businesses to use digital payments. Is this the beginning of the end for cash? And is the world ready? Actually, many countries have already been on their way to becoming cashless, or wanted to be. In Kenya, more than 75% of adults use the mobile wallet service M-Pesa. Nearly a third of the Danish population uses mobile pay, a smartphone application for transferring money to other phones and shops. The Bank of England said debit cards overtook cash to become #1 payment in the UK for the first time in 2017. The current rate of decline means cash use would end in 2026. That's according to the new Access to Cash review research authored by former financial ombudsman Natalie Seeney. But despite the rise of digital wallets, banknotes and coins continue to be important. In the UK, there are currently over £70 billion worth of notes in circulation. That's roughly twice as much as a decade ago. Many people say they like cash because it's widely accepted, a fast and convenient way to pay, entirely anonymous and easy to access, with over 45,000 cash machines in the UK that are free to use.
And that would go under the category of things that make you go, I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that somebody is making a push to get us to go cashless due to the current events. Thanks for listening.